Hello friends, I welcome you all to this online session of a compulsory English BSc Part 3. We were discussing a poem by Sherman Alexie's Evaluation. We discussed in detail about Sherman Joseph Alexie, and we learned that he is in fact a voice of a Native American society. He is written the poems or the collection of poems that deals with the uh, the theme of exploitation of a Native American society, Native American culture at the hands of white settlers. So this is what we have learned while discussing Sherman Joseph Alexie's life and work, his inspiration. And we have also read in the last session about the poem that is prescribed to us. So now let us analyze this poem and try to understand the meaning of this poem by reading line by line. So the first stanza. Buffalo Bill opens a pawn shop on the reservation right across the border from the liquor store, and he stays open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So this is the first stanza of the poem. This is a descriptive poem, and as a result of that, it is not very difficult. He is not using a complex symbolisms. The only symbol used here is a buffalo bill, the character. Buffalo Bill is in fact a real character, and Sherman Alexie has used his name here is also very important, because there is a connection between, or it is in fact a direct indication that poem is not regarding a Native American. The poem is not regarding an individual, or even the poem is not regarding the Buffalo Bill, but it is regarding the exploitation of Native Americans at the hands of white uh, race that invaded America. Buffalo Bill stands for the colonizers who kill or who exploit the Native Americans for their own purpose. So this is what, and even it is a very contradictory uh, thing that Sermon uses to explore this kind of exploitation. So who is this Buffalo Bill? We will see this. See, so this person is a Buffalo Bill. So you can see Buffalo Bill is in fact a myth in history, or a very important, a popular figure in the history. So who is he? He is a hero showman, embodies the desire for history to become myth and myth to become a history. So you can understand that he is a national hero. His attire as a cowboy, you can see, represent a American society, American individuals, American people who settled, who exploited the Native Americans, settled there. So his attire itself is enough to suggest us the thing. So this is a Buffalo Bill. So another historians write Buffalo Bill, the character, was first a fiction created by a symbolize the Wild West. So Wild West, to describe the Wild West, this Buffalo Bill is symbolized. So of course, yes, Wild West, that the Native American society, uh, the Wild West is explored, and how this man exploit uh, all these Native Americans. So this Buffalo Bill is in fact a Pony Express rider, Army Scot, and Buffalo Hunter of William Frederick Cody. So this Buffalo Bill is a William Frederick Cody, 1846 to 1970. Come to embody the spirit of the West as the living legend called the Buffalo Bill. So how what is the story behind this his nickname? William Frederick Cody's nickname Buffalo Bill. So we will see that. See, so this is the story. Cody received the nickname Buffalo Bill after the American Civil War. all of we know about American Civil War, who is fought against these Native Americans. When he had contracted to supply Kansas Pacific Railroad workers with the buffalo, American bison meat. So this American bison meat, he uh, is supposed to supply to this Kansas Pacific Railroad workers. Cody is purported to have killed 4,282 buffalo in 18 months in 1867 and 1868. Cody and other hunter Bill Somtock completed in an 8 hour. So this is what Cody and another hunter Bill Homstock competed in an 8 hour buffalo shooting match over the exclusive right to use the name. So with Cody won by killing 68 animals to Comstock 48. So this is what the you can see they have killed this American uh, buffalo, American bison, and due to this competition between Cody and Comstock, Cody won by killing 68 animals in 8 hours, and as a result of that, he gained the title of a Buffalo Bill. So, this is what is behind the nickname. This is also the exploitation of American natural resources or American society. So, this is what you can see is the thing. So, now we will read this paragraph. We will understand the connection between Buffalo Bill and evaluation. Why Buffalo Bill is used in this poem, evaluation. Though in American history, Buffalo Bill is hailed as a very important, significant image or icon for the public. This Sherman Alexie is not using him as an icon of a hero, but he is using him as an icon of a villain. So we will read this and we will understand the thing. In a life that was a part legend and part fabrication, William F. Cody came to embody the spirit of the West for millions, transmuting his own experience into national myth of a frontier life that still endure today. So this is what William F. Cody, we have learned him. We also learned that how he get the title Buffalo Bill. So pawn shops tend to represent sites of unorganized accumulation, places that gather anything and everything with the prospect of profiting from the vulnerability of others. By enticing patron with a quick cash and institutions materialization of value, the pawn shop successfully confiscated living objects only to deprive them to meaning by re-offering them for sale. Sherman Alexie adapts that story poignantly in evaluation, of course, yes. And therefore, in the very first line, he introduced the two things or two images. One is the image of a buffalo bill, which stands for the colonization or stands for the settlers who exploited the Native Americans. And second most important image that run throughout the poem is a pawn shop. And what is pawn shop we have learned? It is an unorganized accumulation places that gather anything and everything from the people and provide them the funds. And in this poem, you can understand that the very first line itself, he has introduced us two images. One is the buffalo bill, and second is a pawn shop. And this pawn shop is established near the liquor shop. So this is again a scheme of exploiting the Native Americans. So this is the system how Native Americans, the settlers of America exploited this native culture or native people. Alexei centers the enterprise of objectification in a figure of Buffalo Bill. Of course, yes. Also known as William F. Cody, Buffalo Bill no longer just an historical figure, but rather an icon, now synonymous with American West, did at least his share in exploiting Native Americans. Of course, yes. And there, for that reason, Sherman Alexie is using him as a character in his poem Evaluation. An honorary website credits him with helping his West to make the transition from a wild past to progressive future. This is also very interesting thing. Wild past to progressive future. You can see killing of America buffaloes, or if we consider it in Indian scene, killing of Indian tigers. You can see the same thing happened in India. Same thing happened in America. What American settlers do? American settlers kill the wild animals called buffalo. Here in America, you can see which was once, sorry, in India, which was once known as the country of tigers. They killed most of the tigers, and today you can see we have 1,400 of tigers left in India. So this is what is the situation in America and in India. What the settlers do? The settlers exploited everything. They exploited nature, they exploited the natural resources, they exploited the uh, human resources. Everything is exploited from this colonial uh, from these colonies. So and they name it as West to make the transition from a wild past to progressive future. So today also most of the British people, or most of even Indian intellectuals, or I may say that pseudo-Indian intellectuals, they think that due to British Empire in India, we make a progress. Most of them even say that the railways and post office, these kind of things, these kind of systems were brought up by a British government. But we should understand that these systems, railways were established, post office were established, not for the Indians, but to these are the systems that help British government to exploit Indians, and for that purpose they have used this. So similar thing is happening with his Buffalo Bill, Cody. He is also seen as he is also noted in history as a person or agent of a transformation from wild west to progressive future. So today you can see even the culture. When we think about the culture, you can see today we were living in Americanization. Everything that we think, we wear, we drink, everything is in America. So and what we have substituted? We substituted the age-old traditional Indian culture, and for that we adapted American culture. That is a global culture today. So we were reading in English, we were listening English songs, we were wearing jeans pants, we were eating pizza and burgers, we were drinking soft drinks like Coca-Cola and Thumbs Up. So all these things you can see represent the Americanization of an Indian culture. So similar thing happened in America. What the Native American people, they destroy their own culture, or these white settlers of America, what they do, they destroyed the culture of Native American and cultivated the American culture and call it as a progressive future. We also Indian people think that this is a modernism. Eating pizza or burger means modern. Drinking soft drinks like Coca-Cola and Thumbs Up means modern. So this is what, and everything is a commodified. Understand? So this is what you can. We were thinking in terms of a nation. We were thinking in terms of a India. We were uh, uh, organizing the missions, or undertaking the missions like made in India. But all these things are infutile because we have not adapted our own culture. We have left it, and we were moving toward the global culture, and we will calling it as a modern. So this is a fallacy that we were living today. So the establishment of a binary between wild and progressive. This is the important thing. We can say barbarian and civilized. So this is what the thing. We will see one small video on it. You will understand, uh, and try to understand the difference between this, what is civilized and what is wild or what is barbarian. So we will stop here and continue the same in the next session. I will post one video here. Watch that, and in the next session we will discuss the same thing.